We're going to talk today about how to start your own business and how easy and not really is. The problem is this, okay? I get on YouTube every single day and I watch people who have done what I'm trying to do, who are successful at what I am doing. And I'm repeating the things that they tell us to do. The one thing I'm not going to do is pay for their courses. So that's what this YouTube channel is about for me, is I want to be able to help real people like me who's trying to start their own candle business, who is trying to start their own tumbler business, who's making shirts, cups, things like that. And the struggles of it and what you can do and the mistakes I've made, all the things. None of this is going to cost any money. It's literally going to be a blog of me making my business from start to finish because I'm in the start of it right now. And I've been in the start of it and struggling and trying to get my Etsy shops going and trying to get my TikTok shop all connected and all the things. So we're going to go over some of those things today and some of the things that I have learned along the way to make it a little bit easier for you guys so you guys don't have to make the same mistakes I did, and then things that I'm still struggling with that I'm hoping that we can get taken care of soon because man almighty, this has been a journey for sure. So with me, I started making tumblers, as you can see in the back. I do sublimation and I do epoxy. So those are some of the things that I've been doing, and I've been doing this on TikTok Live, okay? And before TikTok Live, I was doing it on Facebook and just promoting on there and on Instagram. And I can say when I very first got my sublimation things, Facebook was great for that. But people can only buy so many tumblers before they don't need tumblers again. So here's the thing. I think that if you are going to make tumblers, that one, you need to be willing to do customizable tumblers, but also you need to make holiday tumblers. But you need to make the holidays tumblers before the holidays even come up. So like for Mother's Day, I wouldn't even worry about Mother's Day at this point. You're too late on Mother's Day. The next holiday that we have coming up is going to be 4th of July. So those will be the tumblers that I'm working on next, is the 4th of July tumblers, 4th of July t-shirts and designs and things like that, because you need to stay ahead of everything. And you need to be months ahead so that people can start to purchase these months prior. So one of the mistakes that I made is I was making my St. Patty's tumblers like 2 weeks beforehand. Granted, I got them done in time, but not done in time enough for somebody to see it, like it, and decide to purchase it. So just make sure that with your products, you are making them months ahead of the holiday and being prepared and getting yourself out there and showing like pictures and videos of you making these things. When you are making these things, taking photos, going live, videos, things like that, I have noticed attracts people's attention. They like to see what you're doing and how you do it, okay? So just make sure that you are doing that. Some of the things that I'm learning as making a candle business, that it is not as simple as putting some wax and melting it down with some fragrances and putting it into a container with some wicks. It's not that simple. I would love for it to be that simple. However, it is not. So if you are going to be making a candle business, please know that you can do it on a budget. I have done it on a budget, but it's not as simple as melting down some wax, throwing in some scents and hoping that it works, okay? You do have to test your candles. That is one of the things that you will hear repeatedly if you watch any kind of YouTube videos on making candles, okay? As far as tumblers go, you are going to get discouraged if you take and compare your journey to anybody else's or your tumblers to somebody else's when you're very first starting out, okay? People who've been doing the tumbler business for years are going to have a heck of a lot more techniques down, and their tumblers are going to turn out a lot cuter. They are going to be doing advanced things on their tumblers that as new tumbler people that are making epoxy tumblers and things like that, it's not going to look the same. So don't get defeated and don't get upset about it, because I'm going to tell you right now that you will find your people who are going to want those tumblers, okay? Just keep growing, just keep doing it. And you can, if you get a tumbler you don't like, you can strip them down, There's a product to strip down your tumblers and start all over again. Now, keep in mind that as a business owner, okay, you need to decide if you're going to be selling on Shopify or on Etsy or both. Now, I can tell you right now, and I guess you don't have to use Shopify. You can use whatever website you want to, but I'm going to tell you right now, Shopify is going to make it super simple for you. It's going to make it to where you can set up your shop and not even have to worry about it. It's going to help check your stuff out. It's going to give you invoicing. It does all the things. It connects directly to your TikTok shop, okay? I'm not going to lie. My TikTok shop, I've had a nightmare setting it up. I finally got it connected to my TikTok, finally got it going. I sent in my ID. I sent in my social. I sent in my DBA, which is doing business under. Or assume. So like I assumed my business name. I sent in my Shopify website. I sent in all the things proving that the Sweet Serenity Co. is my business and I'm running underneath that business. You need to decide also when you are doing these kind of things, are you going to stay a sole proprietorship within your first year, which I did for my first time of doing everything. I stayed as a sole proprietorship. But then I did switch to that and I am switching it to an LLC. Make a Google business. Okay. A lot of people don't tell you this, but you need to make a Google business. So I sent all these things in to TikTok Shop and it's still not enough. Like, what does TikTok need that's more than that? So I don't know. If I figure it out, and as I figure it out, I will let you know. But it has not been easy. That part has not been easy. So that's why I'm getting on this YouTube and I'm sharing with you guys all my tips and tricks that I've made and all my mistakes. I can say that if TikTok gives you a violation on something and says, hey, we need more information, don't wait. Make sure you get them the information or they'll close your shop down permanently and there is no chance of getting it back. Also, Shopify, you want to make sure that you're setting up your website, you're getting your products on there, and your pictures are the biggest thing. And so I don't think when you watch videos, pictures are told enough about like what you need. So I could theoretically just take a picture of this candle. I need to trim its wicks, but I could theoretically take a picture of this candle and that candle be my picture. However, taking a picture of my candle and making it like in front of a fireplace or putting it somewhere pretty or making sure that it looks appeasing to the eye is going to draw more people in on your Etsy or Shopify, whichever one you're using, than if I were to just place this on a table, light it, and take a picture of it, okay? Can you do that? Yes, but you want to draw people's attention to your Etsy and to your website. And the way you're going to do that is by your pictures and your videos. Etsy loves videos. It wants you taking videos. So do like a live making these and stuff. I will just take a clip of my live and be able to use it of me making the candles so that people can see that I am a real person, a small business. I work out of my home. And I make my candles in my home so that people can support a small business. A lot of times people want to support more of a small business than one of the bigger businesses out there. So just keep in mind that your pictures are going to be what's going to attract somebody to your page and to your products. When you're on Etsy, there's lots of people that you're competing against, lots of people. So you need to try and make something that is unique or make your picture pop out. Do whatever you need to do to be able to draw those people to your Etsy shop. One of the other things that is not told enough is to utilize Pinterest. I'm not going to lie, I'm just starting to do this, but it is pulling people from Pinterest over to my Etsy, and Etsy likes when you pull people from other places, other social medias, and bring them over to them, they kind of start to help pop you out, okay? Etsy used to be free. It is no longer free. It is $30 to set up an Etsy shop. I did learn from one of the creators here on YouTube is you don't want your Etsy shop to be just full of everything, just random everythings. And I make tumblers, digital designs, candles, shirts, and sweaters. That's the main things I make. But then I'll also make pens and keychains. So what I did is I took my candle business and made it its own Etsy shop. So it's all my Shopify, but my candles have their own Etsy. That is the Scented Flame Candle Co. Okay. My tumblers, they have their own Etsy shop. Okay. My digital designs, along with my sweaters and my t-shirts, are all on one, because my digital designs are either for my tumblers and or for my shirts. So I kept them all on one. My pins and my keychains will probably go on the same Tumblr shop as my tumblers. So I have 3 Etsy shops. One is actually going pretty good because I've had it open, and that was where I had all of my things until I learned this. And they are telling me, every day you should be adding something to your Etsy. I've not done that. I need to start doing that, adding one thing a day to see how it goes. TikTok says they're going to push you out if you do 1 video a day. So that's what I'm trying to do on there so that I can grow on TikTok. Instagram is another one. That one I need to post every day. So whatever I post on my TikTok, I can post on my Instagram, which is going to be connected to my Facebook, so it all coincides. So at least 3 are taken care of all at once, okay? But then, so my ones that I need to work on is going to be my Pinterest and my Etsy, okay? And now where I'm building my YouTube and everything and trying to get my following up here and help other people that are small business owners like me, I'm hoping that I can, I can help other people doing this and just maybe get a following. Please keep in mind, it does take time. I have cried. I have gotten angry. I have been happy. Like, I've been all the emotions going through all of this. And if you quit before you get where you need to be, it's going to be all pointless. So don't quit before you get to where you need to be. So those are just a little bit of my tips and tricks that I've learned. I'm still learning as I go. Great lighting is going to be good. I have 3 ring lights. Learning what products you want to make and what your niche is going to be. If it's going to be, just making custom things, or if it's only tumblers or only candles or only making shirts, whatever it is that you are making that you are good at. Maybe you crochet and you make really good crochet animals or blankets or whatever it is that you're going to do. You want to make sure that you really capitalize on that and you make that your groundbreaking thing. Let's say you crochet blankets and animals so you can make them a combined thing, but then you start making dish towels and stuff like that too. Capitalize on the blankets and the animals and then slowly start to introduce the smaller things that you are making into it. So like I said, I am still learning as I go. It has not been easy. My business still hasn't picked up. I do get sales here and there, but you want to make sure that you are taking the steps you need to as a small business owner and deciding exactly what it looks like for you, and don't give up before you've had an opportunity to even see if this is going to work out for you. They say that it takes a business a good 12 months to take off. So just keep going. For me, I started doing everything hardcore in January and have been trying to grow since then, and we are only in April, so it's only been 4 months for me. I have gotten some sales. Most of them I know. Some of them I've gotten off the TikTok shop, and a couple have came off just Etsy. But keep in mind, you are competing with so many people out there. So make sure you do your research and do what you need to do. And like I said, this page is going to be you watching me grow as a business owner and me giving you all the tips and tricks that I've used. All of them. Okay. Also, do not overwhelm yourself. I've done this by getting too many things and trying to do too many things. Add one thing at a time. So I started with sublimation tumblers first. I concentrated on my sublimation tumblers for like 6 to 8 months, almost a year, only sublimation tumblers. Then I slowly started to do the pins and making epoxy pins. I didn't like the sublimation ones, so I did epoxy ones. And so I could customize the pin to match the tumbler. So then that's what opened up me doing epoxy tumblers. And then after I started doing epoxy tumblers and stuff, that's when I started doing shirts and sweaters, which I don't do a whole lot of. I was around Christmas time, but I'm not anymore. I'm doing more tumblers. And I just recently added candles. So don't overwhelm yourself by trying to do too many things. Start with one thing, concentrate on that, make that what you're doing and what you need to do, and then move to the next thing after that. Get something underneath of your feet and going and selling and doing really good, and then add the next thing. So if this interests you and something that you want to watch more, go ahead and subscribe so that you get the notification every time I pop up a new video.